Marianne on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Yeah, I was calling because, I wasn't too happy hearing about how single women, shouldn't be raising kids by themselves. I was a single parent for a while because I had a husband who decided to leave me and go live with mommy because, he couldn't handle coping with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Some women...
And by the way, who chose this man to be in a relationship with?
Oh, absolutely. I did. For 10 years I was in there. And absolutely it went great. And then all of a sudden, granted, I'm the one who had the relationship, but you know what? Not all women, have to stay...
Did you ever hear the word all?
I'm sorry?
Did you ever hear me say the word all?
No, but...
And why are you using it?
The way it was put is basically how it came across was all women,
No, that's how you interpreted it.
Well, I wasn't the only one. I've been listening to you for...
and isn't it amazing how women are the only ones who don't understand this? I am generalizing because what I say is generally true. There are exceptions to every rule. The fact that there are exceptions doesn't mean the rule doesn't apply. I
mean, I agree that if there are some women out there who just keep popping them out.
Not some. There's a lot of women out there.
A majority of women that I have talked to. I've been in classes with single women trying to raise kids because the guy's taking off. They don't want the responsibility.
Well, again, they chose irresponsible men. They did not follow my basic rule, which is that you wait 5 years into a relationship before you start having children.
Well, then you're still going to have exceptions to the rule because I'll tell you, there are people out there.
I don't care if there are exceptions to the rule. It doesn't matter. I don't care if there are exceptions to the rule. It doesn't matter. The rule stands.
That rule is not right,
Tough.
And I think it's crazy that, you sit there and
nothing crazy about it. We're number one in men, and men completely understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny is I was listening. My husband was listening to you, and he couldn't believe. I have a husband right now who takes care of my kids. Okay? They're his stepkids, but you know what? He considers them to be his kids.
Well, that's wonderful.
And I'll tell you something.
Most men do not want to pick up another man's garbage. What?
Who believe that women should have a second chance and kids should have a second chance.
Well, that's wonderful. Meow. Do you have his balls in your purse, dear?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
At least...
Because you know what? I want to tell you something. I don't want to deal with another man's responsibilities. You know what? I got enough responsibilities of my own. I don't need to pick up another man's responsibilities.
Hey, you know what? He wanted to, and there's men out there...
Well, he has every right to do it, but I think men like that are pussies.
Enjoy the fact that,
Wonderful.
That relationship with those kids.
He's a pussy.
Nobody else does but them.
I think he's a pussy.
He's not a pussy.
Any man who agrees to take on another man's responsibility is a pussy.
On this station is ridiculous. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I'm not ashamed. I'm proud. Are you kidding me? I'm proud. Did you hang up, dear? Couldn't stand the heat? Yeah. She hung up. There you go. The big mouth broad calling in here and then running away. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Colleen on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Do you care?
No. Not really.
Then why do you ask?
To be polite.
All right. Well, dear, you're not fooling anybody.
Right. I have a question for you. Do you really, is this really your honest opinion, your personal opinion of women so low?
In what specific sense are we talking here?
Well, you call them bitches, and you ask them why that another man wouldn't take care of their kids. Is this really how you feel about women, or is this an act? Is this your act?
Oh, the ones for whom it applies, absolutely.
You honestly have this opinion of people?
Well, you just asked me that question. I already answered it.
Oh, my God. I didn't really think there was men like you left.
There's a lot of men like me because we're the #1 show with men in Southern California in the afternoon. And we're one of the leading shows among men in America because there's an awful lot of men like me, and the ones who aren't like me want to be like me, and they certainly agree with what I'm saying.
Now, I don't blame a man for not wanting to take another man's responsibility as far as children goes.
Uh-huh.
I don't blame him for that. It is a lot to take on.
Right.
And the children usually aren't very polite to him either.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's willing to...
He's a pussy.
Isn't it his choice?
Oh, it's his choice. He's a pussy. If I choose to hold your purse while you go into the dressing room and change clothes, I'm a pussy. It's a choice, and I have a right to choose it, but I'm a pussy.
Just because of the act?
Yes.
I see. And are you married?
No.
No, okay. Have you ever been married?
I have.
Do you have children?
No. By design.
By your choice or hers?
Mine.
And you never wanted children?
No.
How old are you?
48.
Okay. I guess you shouldn't have kids then.
Damn
not
straight.
if you don't want them. You should not have children ever if you don't want them,
well,
male or female.
That's been my opinion for all this time. By design, I was not going to let a woman tie me down with responsibilities when I had a career to pursue.
Did you think that the children would get in the way of the career?
They absolutely do. If you're raising the children right, they do.
But that would be the woman's responsibility to raise the children while you're working.
Well, you know what, dear? Look around you. There's not a lot of women who are willing to act like women and take on traditional female roles.
Oh, there's a lot of us out there.
They want to dump kids off at the daycare center or drop them off at the nanny. They do not want to do that. You have to go to other continents to find women like that.
I would have loved to have done that. Be a stay-at-home mom.
Well, that's wonderful. But you know what? Most American women are not like that.
No, they're not.
Certainly none in the age group that I would be attracted to.
What is your age group that you're attracted to?
A lot younger than you, sweetheart.
There's a lot of people younger than me.
Yeah, I know. And in my position, I can afford them.
Well, that's good. But they're not. Are you looking for just somebody to sleep with and not have a relationship?
Depends on what year it is.
Okay.
And by the way, I've never been one of those people looking for a relationship, ever.
Have you ever had one?
I've been married.
Oh, you have?
You just asked me that question. Do you listen? You ask the question, I answer it, and then you forget what I said.
I asked you if you were married, and you said no.
And you asked me if I'd ever been married, and I said yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't remember that. And no, sometimes I don't. Okay. I was just wondering if this is just your act or if this is...
Dear, this is not an act.
This is
Why would you think it was an act?
Well, people get on the radio and TV and they have their acts.
Well, dear, let me explain something to you. You know, if I was going to have an act, the act I would have would be the most user-friendly, advertiser-friendly, audience-friendly act. The kind of act that people have on stations that play love songs, nothing but love songs, or the kind of act they have on country music stations. Every day is a sunny day, and we're just having a good time, good rip-roaring, flame-throwing time. We're just happy as hell to be here. We just love it. That's what I would do. If I was going to have an act, why would I have an act that's an irritant? Why wouldn't I have an act that is family-friendly, user-friendly? Why would I have an act?
Because
saying things that are so irritating to people, they want to kill me.
Well, yeah, but they also make a lot of money being that.
I only make a lot of money because I'm honest. I'm not a phony like all the others.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that.
Hang on a second. Jeff, what did you want to say to Colleen here?
Oh, no.
I want to say that, okay, first things first, how could you just want to listen to some plain Jane, white bread, boring Canadian, politically correct crap radio? That's what you're describing. That's what you want Tom to do. Just some pussy,
no, I asked you
radio.
If that's...
He's telling the truth. He's giving an opinion, his opinion, a male opinion, a point of view. If you don't like what you hear, turn the radio off. Don't call up and start arguing. Nobody wants to hear you.
I'm not arguing with you. This is just a question. I just found this radio station. I just started listening, and I wanted to know if it was really him or an act.
Of course it's really him. Listen to the guy talk. If it wasn't, he'd be perfectly politically correct. He'd never say anything rude. He'd never say anything wrong.
No, that's why I don't like listening to him.
It's an entertaining show for men and women who like men the way they are. My girlfriend, for example, is in the living room right now. She's listening to the Tom Leykis show because she enjoys men being men.
So she's not the usual bitch we hear from.
Absolutely not, because if she was, I'd throw her out the window.
No, I don't like men to be phonies. I like men to be honest.
Exactly. So
and
then why?
Say how they feel.
Well, okay. First things first. The other problem you have is I think you have Alzheimer's disease because you asked Tom point blank, have you ever been married? He said yes 4 times. And what did you do then? 30 seconds later, asked him the same question. How did you not hear it?
What was the question again?
Well, probably because my phone goes in and out, but I did not hear it 4 times.
Well, then get off the radio.
Okay, bye.
Bye.